I still remember the color of her suitcase. Rose gold, polished, pricey. The kind of luggage influencers flaunt in their travel vlogs. Mine, on the other hand, was cheap, wore at the corners, a hand-me-down she once promised to replace next summer. There was no next summer. She left me at gate 17 of JFK Airport when I was 15. Her hand trembled slightly as she zipped up her Louis Vuitton bag. At the time, I thought it was emotion. It wasn't. It was impatience. Her new husband, Victor, stood near the VIP lounge, waiting, flanked by his twin sons, both older, taller, and soaked in smug arrogance. "You'll be fine, sweetheart," she said, her voice smooth and detached. "Your father's coming to get you." "My father?" I laughed, sharp and bitter. "You mean the man you told me was a narcissistic liar who abandoned us?" She gave a small shrug. "You'll figure out." Then she turned and walked away. Just like that. Her manicured fingers brushed Victor's sleeve as she joined him. No backward glance, no hesitation, no guilt. Just freedom. That was the last time she ever smiled at me. It took me 6 hours to call my father. 6 hours of sitting on that cold metal bench, surrounded by strangers pretending not to notice a teenager digging his nails into his hoodie. When he finally answered, my voice barely worked. He didn't ask for explanations. He just said, "Stay where you are." 3 hours later, a private jet landed. I didn't realize how wealthy he'd become or how furious he was. He had built an empire after the divorce, quietly and methodically, fueled by the same betrayal that was now burning in me. When he stepped off the jet, his eyes met mine, the same shade, the same anger. "I told her she'd regret underestimating us," he said. I didn't understand what he meant then, but I would. Years passed. He taught me everything, not just business, but control, discipline, precision. He showed me that real power wasn't about money. It was about patience, about letting people think they'd won while you built the ground beneath their feet, ready to pull away when the time was right. By 23, I owned my own firm. By 25, I was quietly buying controlling shares in Victor's company, through proxies, shell corporations, offshore accounts. My mother had married into wealth. What she didn't realize was that she'd also married into weakness. Victor's empire looked flawless on the outside, all polish and prestige, everything she'd ever desired. But beneath the surface, it was rotting. All it needed was a gentle push. And I gave that push politely. A legal notice, sealed, precise, delivered. It arrived the same day she came home from another luxurious vacation. When she stepped into the mansion, my father's investigators later told me, she found chaos. The staff gone. The accounts frozen. Victor's office raided. Her jewelry seized as collateral. Her stepsons sent abroad by their father to escape the scandal. Her bedroom empty, but on the nightstand, one envelope waited. My handwriting. You told me I could figure it out. I did. The next time I saw her wasn't in court or boardroom. It was years later in a quiet cafe. She looked older, not from age, but from consequence. The tabloids had devoured her. Her comfort had been stripped away. Now she lived in a rented apartment, teaching yoga to women who didn't know who she used to be. She spotted me before I spoke. Her lips trembled. "You?" I nodded. "Me?" "You took everything," she whispered. "No," I said softly. "You gave everything away." Her eyes darted, searching for some sign of mercy in me. There was none left. Mercy is a luxury for the innocent. I didn't need to ruin her completely, just enough for her to understand the cost of betrayal. Because love, when traded for luxury, collects interest, and I made sure to collect every cent. People sometimes ask if I regret it, if I wish I'd forgiven her. I tell them, forgiveness is for the loved. I was abandoned. When I walked out of that cafe, I didn't look back. The air felt crisp, clean. For the first time in years, I felt peace, not the fragile kind that pleads to last, but the kind you earn, the kind that commands respect. My father once told me, revenge isn't fueled by rage, it's fueled by restoration. He was right. She taught me how to live without love. He taught me how to thrive without mercy. And I learned how to do both.